This is Chris from the Foulmouth Gamers, and I'm here with a how-to video for you. In today's how-to video, we're going to actually show you how to make a Bioshock Infinite Infusion replica, alright? This is going to be a 1-to-1 scale replica of the infusions. So I'm going to be showing you the things you're going to be needing to make these replicas. Not a lot of things, it's not really expensive at all, so we'll take a look right now. Alright guys, so before I continue the video, I wanted to show you where I got the inspiration to make these flasks. Now recently I actually bought the Skyhook from Bioshock Infinite. It was made by NECA. And I was kind of like wanting to see if there was anything more I can get, more things I can check out. So I went on Google and I typed in Bioshock Infinite proper replicas. That's how I found the Skyhook. So basically I decided to just type that in and look around, and while I was looking around I actually saw this pretty cool thing right here. I found these little flasks right here. Now, from seeing it, I thought, oh, that's pretty awesome. I want to try making that, right? So basically, this is where I got the inspiration from. I want to give credit to this person right here. Was it Upgrade Tech? Without him, this wouldn't even be possible. I wouldn't even have even thought about making these. But anyway, this guy right here basically shows you step by step on what to do and how to make the product. It's not really that hard to make. I mean, he tells you you can find the information right here on Instructables. It tells you exactly what you need. You need the 500ml flask, and you need the size 20 corks, amongst other things here. And also, the great thing about this post here, he gives you the little templates, the labels that you need to actually print them out. So, as you can see, they're right here. All the labels you need. It's actually really cool. So, definitely go check this guy's form out. It's pretty cool, actually. I pretty much read this thing from top to bottom. But yeah, I'm giving like full credit to this guy. This is why I got the inspiration to make these. Okay. All right, items that you're gonna need: double-sided tape, glue, if you want to use glue, food coloring, 3 size 20 corks, Sharpie, 3 of these 500ml flasks, top label cutouts, more labels to cut out, scissors to cut out the labels, napkins, because if you make a mess, and a banana, because you're going to be doing this for a while. You might get hungry. Let's get started. Alright guys, so here we have our labels. We're going to be cutting out these pictures right here for the flasks. It's not really that hard. All you really need is your label and a pair of scissors, alright? So all you're really going to do is just cut around the edges here. Just try to get it nice and even. You don't want to screw up or anything like that. Alright, so we're going to get these cut out and then we'll come right back. Alright guys, so I finished cutting them out. As you can see, not really hard to do. Just have to cut them out. So the next step we're going to handle now are corks. Alright guys, so these are size 20 corks. They're not really hard to find. You can find them on eBay or Amazon. I would say try to go for like a small little bundle. I got like a little bag of these for, I got like 4 of them for like $5, I think it was. Yeah, don't spend so much money on these. They're not really worth spending like a ton of money, because sometimes they sell these individually for $5, but I got like 4 of these for $5. So yeah, you can find them on eBay or Amazon. Just try to look for some decent priced ones, not too cheap, because if you try pushing these into the flask, I'm gonna let you know right now it's gonna be a bit of a tight fit. But if you get the really cheap ones, they're gonna just fall apart on you. Okay, they're not gonna be worth it. So around $5, $5, $6, $7 for like 3 or 4 of these, it's a good price. Okay. So what we're gonna be doing with these corks, we're gonna be actually taking our Sharpie and we're gonna be making the little design on here, the 1912 logo right here one end and another on the other end. Alright, so we're gonna get started on that right now. Alright guys, so once you're done drawing the decal on your corks, they should look something like this. Alright. Alright guys, so the next step is going to be putting the labels on the flasks. So let's give that a try. Alright guys, so we have our flask right here, 500ml flask. And we have our cutouts. We have our top label, which is going to be going on top of here. And then we have our bottom label, which is going to be going around here. Now, since this little thing is in the way, you can try to get rid of it. But I'm just going to leave it. I really don't care. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around. Here's the back end. And it's going to go behind the little measuring thing here. Alright, and it's going to go on like that. Alright, you will have to try to curve your label to try to manipulate it a little bit so you can actually get a nice little curve like this. It's not really hard. Don't fold it. Just try to curve it, alright? As much as you can. Alright? So it's a little bit like rounded, alright? And once that's done, you're gonna apply it right here. Okay? Alright, so I curved it out a lot, guys, as you can see, like that. Alright, it's a little off, but it's alright, because it's going to go right here anyways. You just want it to be curved enough so it could fit, okay? So, this is where I said the double-sided tape comes in, or if you want, you can go with glue. It doesn't really matter. It's really your preference on what you want to do. Okay, guys? I kind of would just recommend using the double-sided tape because it's easier to take off if you make a mistake. If you really want to go with the glue, just try to find some kind of glue that's not going to kind of mess with the paper. Now this is actually it's not high gloss, it's just like semi-gloss Photoshop paper. Okay, that's what I used to print these out, so it has a little bit of a nice sheen to it. I didn't use regular paper because I just didn't want to, you know, and plus this will last longer, it's a little more durable, it's a little more tough. Okay, alright, so basically all you have to do is apply the glue and or double-sided tape if you want onto the back here. Try to get all the corners and everything, because you're going to need that, and then you just apply it onto the back here, right? It's not really hard to do, guys. I mean, I'm sure you can figure that out yourself. So I'm going to just apply this on here, and then we'll see what it looks like right after, okay? Alright guys, so once you're done pretty much layering like this entire back piece with double-sided tape, now we're going to evenly put this on. There we go. I'm going to smooth that out a bit, just to make sure all the double-sided tape is adhering to the back. And really, your best method is the double-sided tape. It's really good. It actually works. To get some really, really good double-sided tape, like I recommend the Scotch brand. All right, so there you go. So that's on there really well. It's actually it's on there even. Okay. So now once that piece is on there, our next piece is the labeling that goes on top here like this. Alright, so let's get to tape on that. Alright guys, so once your tape is now applied onto the back here, this obviously is going to go on top. Alright, so let's go with that. I'll try to get it as high as possible, or like not high as possible, like in between the curve of the bottle here and just a little below the lip. Go. It's looking good. And there we go, and it meets the side here. Now, of course, make sure it's on there nice and tight, because you don't want this thing just unraveling on its own, and that's gonna probably piss you off. Piss me off. Alright, and it looks really good, it looks really professional. Just make sure it's on there nice and tight. Make sure that's still good. Yep. Really good, actually. Alright, so that's what you gotta do so far, okay? Double-sided tape on both of these ends on the back. Just here I'm on. Try to make sure you get everything nice and even. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing for the next 2 flasks. It's pretty self-explanatory again, you already saw how to do it. Alright, so just repeat this process with the other 2 flasks, and once you're done, we'll get on to the next step, alright? Alright guys, so as you can see, the flasks already have their labels on them, so we're all good for right now with this. Now the next step's going to be adding the liquid inside. We're going to put water inside, and that's where the food coloring comes in. Now what you're going to be needing is, you're going to be needing yellow, blue, and red. Now this is blue, this one's gonna be red, and that one's gonna be yellow. So basically you're gonna fill the flasks about up to here or so, just a little bit under the label, just a little bit, like around here, okay? Yeah, so once you fill up the liquids to each individual flask, you're gonna put in about, I think about at least a few drops of food coloring in each flask. Stir it up a bit, just let it mix up, and then we'll see what it looks like right after, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to add the food coloring inside the flasks, and I'm just basically going to use a regular kitchen knife to do the stirring inside, and this is where I said you need napkins, okay? Because once you're done doing the stirring, you need to clean off this knife and make sure it's clean so you can do the next one, alright? Alright, so we're going to add at least a few drops in here. We're going to see what it looks like. If we need to add more, we'll add more. Alright? So we're going to add about, I would say, let's add about 3 drops. Alright, hold on. One, 2, 3. Alright, so that's about 3 drops. Take the knife or whatever stirrer you have, put it in, and stir away. Sorry for the clinking noise. There. Is that better? Okay. So that's done. Let's clean that off. Give me a second, guys. Just cleaning that off. Alright, so basically I only added about 3 drops into this little flask right here of blue food dye, blue food coloring. Alright, and it looks pretty good actually. I like the color. I think this is fine enough. It doesn't need to be ridiculously dark. It just needs to be blue, okay guys? It doesn't need to be like a dark blue, just blue enough. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing with the other 2. I'm going to do with the red and the yellow, and then we're going to see what they look like right after, alright? So we'll be right back. Alright guys, so once you're done adding the food coloring to your flasks, you'll have this result. So once that's done, you're going to end up taking your corks right here, and you're going to be placing them on the top here, okay? Now, as I said before, it's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze with these corks. It's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze, don't worry. Just don't push them in, just try to squeeze them in and turn them a little bit, like rotate them a little bit just to fit them on. I'll show you what I mean in just a moment, alright? Alright guys, so as you can see right here, I'm going to be applying this into the flask. It's not hard, just try to push in just with a little bit of force, just a little bit, not too much. And then we're going to turn it. It's so hard to do. They're very tight. I mean, these are size 20 corks, so you can probably go with a little smaller, but I went for size 20 because I actually want these to stay. If you want, you can actually use glue. Like I said before, if you want, actually that's what I'm going to end up doing, because really in reality I'm never going to end up using these flasks, to be honest with you. So if you want to have a better fit, a more tighter fit, if you want, you can use a little bit of super glue on the ends of these corks. And if you want, you can just set it down like this right on top, and just give it a little while. Let the glue adhere. It's not going to take really long. It's super glue. All right. So just do it like that and just let it adhere, and we'll come back to it in a moment. All right, guys. All right, guys, and that's it. This is the end result right here. You have your Bioshock Infinite Infusion Flasks. Now it's not really that hard to do. I overall probably spent about, I want to say maybe about 20-ish dollars or something like that on this little thing, but that's not really bad, to be honest with you. The only more irritating part of this whole thing were the printings, just trying to get them correct, because I had to do multiple printings of these for these labels, right? Just do a few test printings out, just try to get them correct. It's not really that hard, guys. Just like I said, do a few test printings, and if you feel like, okay, this is a good enough size, I like it, then go with that, okay? So that's pretty much it. Yeah, these are Bioshock Infinite Infusion Flasks. I really hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial on how to make these little prop replicas. As I've mentioned before, there is going to be another future prop replica for Bioshock Infinite that I'm going to be working on. It's a little bit harder. That video is going to be a little more in depth. It's going to be a lot longer. Alright, so that's pretty much it, guys. So as always, thank you for watching, and please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Okay, guys? Have a good one. It's a good banana.